Hello. Hope everyone can hear me. We've got lots of good justice music tonight, and we're going to start it off with Billy Taylor and Dick Dallas's I Wish I Knew How It Would Feel to Be Free. I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could break all these chains holding me. I wish I could say all the things I could say. Say them loud, say them clear, for the whole world to hear. Say them loud, say them clear, for the whole world to hear. I wish I could share all the love in my heart. Remove all the bars that keep us apart. I wish you could know what it means to be me. Then you'd see and agree everyone should be free. Then you'd see and agree everyone should be free. I wish I could give all I'm longing to give. I wish I could live like I'm longing to live. I wish I could do all the things I can do. Though I'm way overdue, I'd be starting anew. Though I'm way overdue, I'd be starting anew. I wish I could be like a bird in the sky. How sweet it would be if I found I could fly. I'd soar to the sun and look down at the sea. Then I'd sing 'cause I'd know how it feels to be free. Then I'd sing 'cause I know how it feels to be free.
Beautiful. Thank you, Ashley. Our next song is We Are the Ones We've Been Waiting For. It was written by Bernice Johnson Regan, the founder of the Snick Freedom Singers and then the founder of Sweet Honey in the Rock, when she was inspired by a poem of the same name by June Jordan that was written to honor the women that were a part of the anti-apartheid movement in South Africa. There's a couple parts, and I invite you to join along, clap along, drum along, strum along, and with whatever part you're inspired to join in. We are the ones, we are the ones, we've been waiting. We are the ones, we are the ones, we've been waiting. We are the ones, we are the ones, we've been waiting. We are the ones, we are the ones, we've been waiting. We are the ones we've been waiting for. 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 We are the ones, we are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones, we are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones, we are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones, we are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones, we are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones, we are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones, we are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones, we are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones, we are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones, we are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones, we are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones we've been waiting for. 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 We are the ones we've been waiting. We are we've been waiting. We've been waiting. We are we've been waiting. We've been waiting. We are the ones we've been waiting for. 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 We are the ones, we are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones, we are the ones we've been waiting. Thank you all for singing along.
Hi. In the Unitarian Universalist tradition, we mark this time together as sacred by lighting a chalice. Wherever you are joining us from, feel free to light a candle or a chalice, or just take a few deep breaths to be present with yourself and with one another. These are words from Ida B. Wells. The way to right wrongs is to turn the light of truth upon them. I will repeat it again. The way to right wrongs is to turn the light of truth upon them.
Thank you, Diego. Again, welcome all to Sanctuary Boston, a community of vibrant worship and real connection grounded in Unitarian Universalism and open to seekers of all kinds. We welcome you wherever you are joining us from geographically or spiritually. My name is Matt, and I'm the Director of Community Life here at Sanctuary Boston. Although this is my last service for a few months, so I'm going to be on professional leave for this summer, and I'll be passing things off to Ashley to help steer the ship and plan worship for the next few months after this evening. I'm so looking forward to this service tonight. We've got a very special guest. Reverend Anthony is joining us all the way from the Southwest in Sedona, where he's the minister of the UU Fellowship there in Arizona. Reverend Anthony is Mississippi born and Chicago bred and an ordained UU minister, and I'm looking forward to hearing his message and his story and his wisdom for us this evening. Reverend Anthony, thank you for being with us. I just wanted to share a few other logistics so you all can feel as welcome as possible and make yourself at home. As I mentioned, we're recording, so if you'd rather not have your face on YouTube later, you can always turn your camera off. But if you're up for it, we invite you to leave that camera on and interact and dance and sing along with us. Sanctuary Boston was created to be a community where we didn't just talk about spirituality or theorize about spirituality, but where we experienced it. A place where we didn't just sing about beloved community, but a place where we felt it in our hearts and our bodies. So we invite you into that spirit this evening, to sing along, to grab an instrument, play along at home for all of our music tonight. As I said, the words will be shared in the chat, and also the link to our program is there so you can follow along. And that program includes the lyrics as well. And we invite you to do what you need to take care of your wonderful holy body this evening. If you need to lie down and close your eyes, that's okay. If you need to eat dinner and feed yourself, or if you need to dance around the room, it's all just as good. Do what you need to do to take care of yourself and each other. And definitely we invite you to say hello in the chat as well, to engage there, reflect on what's happening in the service, say hello to each other, and connect with each other there. Also, just a special invitation after worship tonight. Our legacy giving team is going to be hosting a Q&A, a short conversation. So if you're curious about what it looks like logistically, or any other questions you might have about making a legacy gift to Sanctuary, that is leaving Sanctuary Boston in your will or in other ways after you've passed on, leaving something behind for us, whether that's your old mixtapes, or whether it's like a whole slew of houses up and down the East Coast, either of those are fine with us. You don't have to be old or young to make a legacy gift. You don't have to have a lot of money or a little. There is a million options for ways to do this. And so I hope that as many of you as are interested will stick around and at least chat with us a little bit about what that can look like. With that, let's continue to welcome each other into this space, this sacred virtual space made holy by your presence. And so we'll invite you to read along with our words of welcome tonight being read by Siad.
Whether you go to church on Sunday morning or light candles on Friday nights, whether you've been hurt by religion, saved by it, or some of both, whether you're brand new to spiritual community or a seasoned seeker, whoever you are, whatever you are, wherever you are on your journey, we welcome you. Now, let's continue to connect with each other and greet your neighbor. Say hello in the chat, send a private message to a friend or a new friend.
Our next song is Break 'Em On Down. Break 'Em On Down, These Walls Between Us. Again, this is a 3-part song. I'm going to try my best to do all 3 parts at once, and I invite you to sing along at home. If I do it right, it's going to have a good groove, and I invite you to tap along and join me. I'll sing each of the 3 parts through before we put them together. Here we go. Break 'em on down, break 'em on down. Break 'em on down, these walls between us. Break 'em on down, break 'em on down. Break 'em on down, these walls between us. Break these walls. Break 'em on down, these walls between us. Break these walls. Break 'em on down, these walls between us. Break these walls. Break these walls down, break these walls. Break these walls down, break 'em on down, break 'em on down. Break 'em on down, these walls between us. Break 'em on down, break 'em on down. Break 'em on down, these walls between us. Break these walls. Break 'em on down, these walls between us. Break these walls. Break 'em on down, these walls between us. Break these walls. Break 'em on down, these walls between us. Break these walls. Break 'em on down, these walls between us. Break these walls. Break these walls down. Break these walls. Break down these walls down. Break down these walls down. Break walls. Break down these walls between down. Break 'em on down. Break 'em on down. Break 'em on down, these walls between us. Break down. Break 'em on down. Break 'em on down, these walls between us. Break these walls. Break 'em on down, these walls between us. Break these walls. Break 'em on down, these walls between us. Break these walls. Break these walls down. Break these walls. Break these walls between us. Break 'em on down. Break 'em on down. Break 'em on down, these walls between us. On down. Break 'em on down. Break 'em on down, these walls between us. Break these walls. Break 'em on down, these walls between us. Break these walls. Break 'em on down, these walls between us. Break 'em on down. Break 'em on down. Break 'em on down, these walls between us. Break down, break walls down. Break these walls between us. Break these walls. Break these walls down. Break these walls. Break 'em on down, these walls between us.
Yes, yes, yes. I don't know if I want to say anything or not. Just might want to keep on listening to this great music. So hopefully I can break down a wall or two. Greetings, gracious ones, and the rest of y'all too. Thanks to Mark and everyone for the invitation to share this space with y'all on this beautiful evening. My appreciation for Unitarian Universalism, I would say, is best summed up in the words adapted from the UU Church of Dublin, Ireland. We do not ask what you believe or expect you to think the way that we do, but only that you try to live a kind and a helpful life with the dignity proper to that of a human being. So welcome all who believe that religion is wider than any sect and deeper dare I say, much deeper than any set of opinions, including my own. So welcome all who might find in our gathering this night some friendship, some strength, and some encouragement for daily living. Things I like to say, things you can use. Otherwise, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. So my piece tonight is entitled Boston Baked Memory Beans. In further discussions, I found out everybody's not necessarily from Boston on this Zoom call tonight, so welcome to everybody. But Boston came up for me in my story that I'm going to share today. A true story is about a Bostonian. And part of it is this other part of that title is a meal for the generations. So in between building that wall, one might need a little nourishment, shall we say. And why not a plate of beans, a little bowl of beans to keep that nourishment alive. This particular story began on the summer in 2017 in an interview with a Bostonian man, a white UU minister by the name of Reverend Dr. David Petit. He is or was a life. Anybody know that name? Just checking. Yeah, we got, all right, great. He was from a family that worshiped in UU churches for some 8 generations. And I was talking to him about men's work in UU at that time in 2017. I was in seminary then. David attended Star King School for the Music, by the way, for the ministry. Give me a shout out to Star King because I also attended that great seminary. And we got to chatting and one thing led to another. And I want to share you in his own words what he said. David passed away, by the way, take a moment of blessing his soul in 2020. He said one of the most important questions that Unitarians ever ask ourselves is, and our mission might be to seek the truth in love. To seek the truth in love. So one day in 2006, in his own words, he was doing a little Google schmoogle search thing, and he typed the name of his ancestor into the Google search. And lo and behold, name came up, and he discovered that his ancestor had enslaved 4 Africans. Now, this was a huge surprise for David. Dare I say, he was the typical Massachusetts good man. Come from a good family, 8 generations good, abolitionist to the core, a good man. And that story shook him up. He found out that his ancestors might have felt embarrassed, so they had stripped that away. They had stopped talking about that. They'd forgotten all about that. That there had ever been slavery in New England, no less. Because we all know slavery existed only in the South. But the truth is, it was practiced in New England for more than 200 years. And for my Google scholars out there, I'd love you to Google the most complicit state in slavery is none other than Rhode Island. Rhode Island. Dave continues, the more I learned about the truth, the more I wanted to know about this truth. What really had happened? So it took him a couple of more years. Not only did he discover, oh my goodness, I got more family members. In fact, my great-great-great-great-great-great-granddaddy was a slave ship captain and had taken trips to West Africa over a half dozen times. And David said, this news was hard for me to accept. It made me feel ashamed about my family. So can you imagine just for a moment, just tripping on that, making that discovery? More than a half dozen times, he said, his great-great-granddaddy made that trip. And not only that, but he found 50 more of his relatives who participated in the enslavement of people. Again, in the abolitionist stronghold of Massachusetts, home of those Boston baked beans. But David's decision to quote unquote seek the truth and love didn't stop there. My man. He made a commitment. How about this? He and his wife decided to take a trip to Ghana, to West Africa, back to that specific village that his ancestor had captured slaves. They went back there in their, not just in the book, kind of map what you said. What would that feel like? Beyond the theoretical, beyond, what would that feel? Well, they made the journey. What do you think happened? Think maybe the folks burned them up in a pot or something? No. Welcomed them with open arms. Ain't nothing like the truth, Ruth. Welcomed them with open arms. The buildings were still standing in the area that he visited. The history came alive for him and his beloved. And he began to feel what that was like. Yep. So maybe some unconscious bias, as I say, but keeping that theme of meals, some unconscious bias became digested or churned in his belly and her belly. Now, I personally can bear witness, that it's very uncomfortable to talk about race and to talk about slavery. But I believe it is necessary. We need to do it, which is why I do it so much. Ta-Nehisi Coates reminds us, why? Why is it so important? Until we reckon with the compounding moral debt of our ancestors, America, our great country, will never, ever be whole. So when David came back, he was happy as a clam, I would think, and he got connected with some African-American ministers, some of his colleagues, and they said, David, that was great, fantastic. Hey, what about the other side? Huh? What about the descendants? What about the enslaved ones in America? And David, being David, took that on too, got back in his Google schmoogle, found some research, took him another year and a half. And they didn't keep good records of folks that looked like me, but Black folks had their own records. And he went back through Bibles and all kinds of research, and he found the descendant named Pat. Just a girl in New York City from the 4 enslaved folks in this family that he had traced to that village. And you know what he did? He called Pat up. And Pat slammed the phone down on him and told him to take a hike. No, she did. She again said, they connected. I like to quote what David said about that. She wasn't mad at me at all. She was grateful that I had made the effort to learn as much as I could and that I was willing to share it all. Pat knew very little about her family history, so my information filled in a lot for her too, filled in a lot of gaps. Now, we refer to each other as cousins. I have this thing about why people are so surprised. You do realize that we've been jumping up and down with each other with or without permission for 400 years. Get real, 400 years with or without permission. So the legacy is very alive, y'all. And I'm a strong believer, and I'm selling it today as loud as I can, that's our legacy. And if we're willing to face the truth, we can build a new legacy. And I'm looking at the most of y'all, not you young ones. I'm tickled as pink as I get to see y'all. I got to tell you, it's a wonderful thing. Yeah, this is about as pink as I get. It's a beautiful thing. So Pat and David's courage, that's what gives me hope. After all, as James Baldwin said, it is love. It's love takes off the mask. The mask that we cannot live without. But each one of us knows we cannot live with him. So, in the spirit of brevity and running away from a sermon as far and fast as I can, allow me to close with a great African proverb. It says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. How about we go together? May it be so. Blessed be. Amen. Ashe.
Wow, thank you for those words, Anthony. And we're going to sing a little bit more. How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? Yes, and how many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? Yes, and how many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many years can a mountain exist before it's washed to the sea? Yes, and how many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? Yes, and how many times can a man turn his head, pretending he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? Yes, and how many ears must one man have before he can hear people cry? Yes, and how many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
Thank you, Reverend Anthony and Mark David. Each week here at Sanctuary, we split our offering. And we have a whole offering team that helps decide every week, where do we want to put our values in the world? Where do we want to use our money to live out our values? This week, we are sharing the offering with an organization called UNRWA, It has a long name. It's the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestinian Refugees. This is an organization that has been at it since 1950, supporting Palestinian refugees since the expulsion in 1948. They operate in Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, Gaza, and the West Bank. They're in Gaza right now, helping people. They provide hospitals, schools, and provide emotional and mental health support for people living through intense and horrible trauma. They monitor the trucks that come in with supplies and aid, and they've distributed flour to more than 2 million people in Gaza amid the famine. And they also count the dead. This is an organization, I did the math, 99% of their staff are Palestinian refugees. It is run by the people with the support of the UN, and in the places where they are needed the most and doing the work that is needed the most. Yeah, looking up this organization for tonight really has like caught up my heart, and I hope that it catches your heart as well as we live our values out in the world. To donate, the Venmo and the link to donate on our website are in the chat.
Sing with me, there is a love. There is a love holding us. There is a love holding all that we love. There is a love holding all. We rest in this love.
Dear ones, we arrive together bringing all the joys and sorrows of our complex lives with us here this evening. Some of us arrive here wrestling with difficult things, feeling the pain of a broken world around us or within us. And some of us arrive here full of blessings. Some of us arrive here brimming with gratitudes. We'll invite you now to write down any sorrows that you're carrying in the chat box. As sorrows shared, our burdens lightened.
Let's sing together, There is a Love. There is a love holding us. There is a love holding all that we love. There is a love holding all. We rest in this love.
And we know that many of you arrive also with joy in your hearts this evening. So we'll invite you now to share any joys in your life in the chat box. As joys shared, are joys magnified.
There is a love holding us. There is a love holding all that we love. There is a love holding all. We rest in this love.
Dear ones, there is a love that holds us as we hold each other in this space. I invite you to join me in a spirit of prayer, listening to that love inside us and beyond us, and reaching out to it. Spirit of love that is within us and between us, be with us as we are with each other this evening. We gather here to find a moment of stillness that may have eluded us all week long. We gather here to take a deep breath and be present in our body in a way that we too often forget to do. We gather here across belief, traveling different paths, but arriving for a moment of rest, a moment of stillness, a moment to maybe look at our compass and our map and find our way forward together that we might go farther. Love be with us as we are with each other, who are holding too many burdens, who are carrying the weight of this world too heavy on our shoulders. We gather here praying for the Israeli hostages and their families, and also for the thousands and thousands of innocent Palestinian lives lost, too many of whom are children. May we find a way towards peace. We gather here carrying the weight of natural disasters, of heat and storms and extreme weather, and the weight of unnatural disasters of too little preparation, too little shelter, and too much climate change. Love, it didn't have to be like this. Help us make our days to come different. We gather under the weight of illness or chronic illness that too often keeps us from traveling the path we dreamed for ourselves or the day we hoped for ourselves. May we find our way forward. May we find our way towards connection. And we gather also this evening in love, in justice, in gratitude and blessing. We arrive here celebrating family connections, family of birth and of choice, celebrating moments of justice in an otherwise not so justice system, celebrating anniversaries, celebrating the flowers outside our windows and along our streets that are blossoming and remind us that there is beauty all around us. Love be with us as we are with each other this night in the all of it, in the highs and the lows, in the sorrows and the celebrations, in the grief as well as the gratitude. Love be with us as we are with each other. Amen, and blessed be.
I would love to lead us in singing Sanctuary together. We don't have our candles, we're not together physically, so we won't light candles, but we can light candles in the chat, and we can sing loudly in our living rooms and in our beds and at our desks, and we can reach out to each other in spirit as we sing together. Make us aware we are sanctuary, each made holy, loved right through, with thanksgiving. We are a living sanctuary, anew. Make us aware we are sanctuary, each made holy, loved right through, with thanksgiving. We are a living sanctuary, anew. Make us aware we are sanctuary, each made holy, loved right through, with thanksgiving. We are a living sanctuary, anew.
Thank you all so much. Thank you so much. I am radiating gratitude in all directions. In all directions. This moment will never happen again. And for that, again, I'm radiating gratitude. As for a closing charge, I'd like to come full circle to pick up on where Diego brought us in. And that's the words of the late, great Ida B. Wells. If you want to turn, if you want to make things right, to turn the way to right or wrong, turn the light of truth upon you. To quote her specifically. Ida said, the way to right wrongs is to turn the light of truth upon them. So may that light of truth sit in your heart until we are together again. So thank you all again, and go in peace.
Thank you, Reverend Anthony. Our closing song is Come and Go With Me to That Land. And, around these parts, we tend to believe that that promised land we sing about isn't some fabled land in the future or in another place or in the sky, but it's this land, and that it's the land that we have to make together through our actions and our deeds. So you sing with me. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Come and go. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. There'll be struggle in that land. There'll be struggle in that land. There'll be struggle in that land. There'll be struggle in that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. There'll be struggle in that land. There'll be struggle in that land. There'll be struggle in that land where I'm bound. We'll be working hand in hand. 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 Where I'm bound, where I'm bound. We'll be working hand in hand. We'll be working hand in hand. We'll be working hand in hand where I'm bound. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land where I'm bound. And there'll be singing. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. One more time. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound.
Yes. Thank you, Mark David, for your music. Thank you, Ashley, for your music. Thank you to all of our worship leaders, which Hannah listed out here so wonderfully in the chat. Special thank you to Reverend Anthony. Anthony, thank you so much for joining us this evening and sharing some words of wisdom and your message with us. It's really a gift. For those of you that have to be on your way, go in peace. Go and be blessed as you are a blessing to others.